What's up, guys? Killer back here with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today I got Lady Catherine with me as a guest to introduce to you guys the top 10 purple heroes. Lady Catherine, say what's up to the people.
All right, what's up? How's it going?
So we've been talking for about 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes now prior to this video, is how controversial and difficult this purple was. I think honestly, after shooting all five of them, all of them were difficult. Now I'm not gonna say one was more difficult than the other, but they were all difficult. I think the problem is of who you play with, who you have versus what you know would work and what has worked against you. I think all plays a part as to making these lists, and they're all difficult. I had a difficult time with red. I had a difficult time with blue because of new meta. I had a difficult time with green because of new meta. I had a difficult time with yellow because Lone Wolf's crazy. I'm having a difficult time with purple because Lady Catherine is might be crazier than Lone Wolf. Um, it's just been a roller coaster with these, and I love the comments. You guys' feedback is great. Try to keep it adult because some people just say just crazy stuff. I just delete the comments for that. But you got anything to say before we get into this thing?
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This list has been built from the heart, and it did wrench my heart when some of the ones that didn't make the cut. I even have highly emblemed, so this is a list for the modern meta.
Yeah, I think the modern meta and the way the meta is going as well is a good way to put this. And with that said, I'm gonna introduce one of the meta changing people I like. At number 10, I've got Marie. Marie, I consider the best buffer in the game because of what she does. She just does everything. She starts with the hit, she heals you, she does defensive up, she brings you back as a zombie. When you're a zombie, you snipe and you bite with a DOT. It's not. I don't think there's anything not covered that people do. The only thing she doesn't do is shield down or defense down or uh, um, debuff offense or defense. Other than that, though, she does it all. She comes from the pirate family, so you talk about a slow hero that can be improved. Who on the pirates would you not run? You got Finley, who's the most dominant blue right now. Marie and Finley go together. Bet. You put them both at wings or run Marie at tank or flank. Um, you could put her with, she's got Sargoso and Lady Locke, and then she has Captain Kestrel, which those all three prove very better on defense than they do offense. And Marie's that tank in the way, or that tank for that team. Being a monk, she's resistant to the debuffs of anything you try to do to her. I just think she's a well put together hero. She kind of gives you some Telluria esque, except she's just not as fast. I can see that. That's what I got on her. What you got, man?
Oh yeah, I mean, great on 2 out of 3 of the weekly raids. Obviously not the res one, but yeah, with all those buffs and being sped up in the fast tournament, fantastic. Even usable against Titans. So take those hits from those 14 stars, get die, and come back. So gives you that longevity and allows you to maximize your minute and a half.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. At number 9,
Number 9, we have Guardian Panther. Put in here predominantly because this hero is a personal love of mine, and a complete regret that I don't have him, or her rather. Absolutely gutting, but absolutely fantastic for Titans. Also, not just for Titans. Obviously, the only purple elemental down of the entire game, but also useful for raids. So you stack a couple of purples in there, maybe throw a Victor in or a Seshat or something like that. That 1-2 combo can easily wipe out teams very, very quickly. So,
do
you
you
really want to hurt.
do you know her family bonus off top? I think it's healing and
It's the Guardians one, so it's the defense, isn't it?
defense
It's
and
defense
healing.
bonus. No, I think it's just defense.
No, no, no. It's two. It's got to be two. I think it's defense and healing. I'm not.
No, you're right. It is defense and healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the strange thing about the Guardians is the fact you wouldn't always put them together,
No, you
um,
wouldn't.
because a lot of them have got the elemental downs and stuff where they overwrite each other as different elemental downs.
It,
So it's a
that's
strange family.
it is a strange family. Now that you say that, yeah, Jackal, Panther, and no, you know what? They wouldn't. The shield stack would stack. The the shield stack would stack. It wouldn't override. If you put, because I've done this before, I've tried to put all five elements on one person before. It just doesn't. You kill them before it happens.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah. So it would the element would stack. I think what it is that you'd have you got very fast and average in Falcon, and then you'd have Panther with fast, but then you have Owl, who technically would be tank but doesn't do as well until everybody's dead. But then you got Chameleon, and you've got Guardian
You got
Gazelle.
Gazelle,
Yeah,
right?
Gazelle. Yeah, it's probably the weirdest family. Not to say that I don't know how you put them together.
That is not a family, right? That is dysfunctional.
I think the most common two that you'd put together would be Gazelle with everybody else. Gazelle and Panther would probably go together. Gazelle and Jackal would probably go together, and Gazelle and Falcon would go together because Gazelle kind of represents that next buffer. But as far as Panther, though, yeah, like you said, that's just an odd combo. Panther
Yeah,
is. Go ahead.
you can do a 3-2 with like Chameleon and just run 3-2 with
Right.
purple green.
Yeah, and Chameleon. Yeah, I could see Chameleon helping the buff, but yeah, this is a very strange crew. I will say this about Panther. Panther is a fighter class. She was one of the first fighters I chose until I got a better sniper fighter. I believe sniping fighter is kind of the way to go, but if you didn't have one, you need that dispel on your team. She does dispel 3. Her coming back to life with that healer behind her. That's very viable. Again, you can't knock her with going against the Titans. Um, that's all I got on Panther. Number 8, we have Grimble. And I'm passing the mic to him because this was not. This is him. He did this.
My fault. My fault. Absolutely. So Grimble is, I think, one of the most underrated heroes in the modern meta.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I think that when they invented Grimble, they had a plan for this modern meta where you are seeing so many of the heroes now spawning minions. You've got the Druid class, you've got Telluria, you've got all sorts of other fast heroes that are coming out shortly in the Season 3 area. You've got so many. You've got other purples that we may well mention later. You've got so many of those heroes, and once you learn how to use Grimble, you can actually get it so that you can fire, a couple of snipers off, fire Grimble, and with the remaining minions out there, assuming they've got 2 or 3 each, there's enough there to not only hit for 200 to 300 damage after removing the minions. So you could be taking the equivalent of several thousand hit points off, right? If they've got like 200 hit points a minion, across the board, you're taking over 1,000 damage and then actually dealing 200 plus per hit per hero. You're talking, it could be 2,000-3,000 damage for that one special fire. Plus, it then charges the mana fully to then fire off the specials again. So if you add up all the damage that one special fire can actually do, it could be in the 3,000 to 4,000 range quite comfortably.
If I'm understanding you right, you're talking about double tapping on the special, right?
So
Because
basically, if you fire
technically,
the specials of the other people that are
right,
charged, then you fire Grimble to
right,
eat all the minions, that can charge their special bar for the second time
right, and they
before you
fire
then make a gem move.
right. So double tap. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
And it's
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. I see. All right. Now I
You
got.
attribute that extra damage to him because essentially he caused that full mana bar from
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
It's easily several thousand damage for his special. I think he is one of the most underrated heroes, but he only works on offense because, like with the other heroes that we've already mentioned, like Chameleon, they only work well because they need skill and timing to use and
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. And wow. Okay. So 2 minions would technically fill up your say Shat with a level 11 troop, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so when you've got that across all 5 of their heroes, you remove that, then it fills up the mana bar full again, and you can fire all your heroes. Because he doesn't just charge himself; he charges everyone.
Okay. Um. I'm
This
kind
is
of
why he's fun. This is why he's fun.
okay. So kind of stunned, but here's something I will say about Grimble, and this is something I think that needs to be clarified. I think by some of the mathematicians or some of the statisticians of the game, which I happen to know. But like it says right here on his thing, small amount of mana. What you don't know is what percent small amount of mana represents.
So
Another stat that I would say, let me finish right, and then I'll let you get to it. But another stat that a lot of people don't know what the percentage is extra damage against opposite elements. Like for instance, Vela does extra damage against red right now. Hell does extra damage against yellow. D-Line does extra damage against blue. Gravemaker does extra damage against green. And unfortunately, we don't have a hero in Holy that does extra damage against purple. But please bring that, and it needs to happen. Um, People don't know what that is. I've got the number for the damage at 24%, but the mana I don't know the number. So do you have the number?
so the mana for Grimble is 0.8 of a tile per minion.
So 9 point. Say that again.
0.8 of a tile per minion. So 8/10 of a tile. So 10 minions is 8 tiles.
8 minions is 10 tiles. So Teleria goes off twice, and you killed her. That's 8 tile into yours fast. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's basically a full charge for, well, fast with trooped heroes or very fast, right?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So for pretty much for every minion, it's a tile worth of mana.
It's 8/10 of a tile. Yeah, it's nearly a tile.
It's nearly a tile. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So that's some good knowledge. I didn't know that. That's some
Yeah.
that's some interesting stuff. That makes sense as to why he's up here. I'll be honest with you. Due to being depleted of my heroes, Grimble I did 70 when he first came out, so I got him to 70. Showcased him during Christmas. Was thinking about leveling him. This kind of puts him more favorable at that leveling versus some of the other people I was. I'll have to see how this month goes, but if I don't get another purple, maybe. I don't see why not. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the meta wasn't there because Grimble was created to solve a problem that the developers obviously knew that was coming with all these minions coming, but the players didn't see that. So a lot of the people are sleeping on him.
I will say this.
Slept on him.
I know I recommended I think one of my co-leaders at the time when I was a nation to do Grimble, and when Telluric came out, she had no issue with him because she actually was running Grimble. So all right. Let's go on to number 7 because we've killed him, but that's crazy. At number 7.
You do 7 then.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, that was your boy. You know what? I was gonna say this just to make a joke, but if you put some red mustache and a little bit of beard on you, the hood, you might look like Grimble, man. You might be Grimble.
Haven't got my goat.
No goat. No goat. Okay.
No goat.
No goat. Need a goat. All right. At number 7, we've got Ursina. Now this hurts my heart to have her this low. Ursina has been so dominant, man. It is tough because I'll say this about the two spell reflex, which is her and Mitsuko. I hate that they're both sorcerers, but it's a guaranteed one shot when they go off if you can get the special to go off on defense. They're such a great offensive hero, but they're also a great defensive hero. I got hit today by Ursina that did 500 damage across the board on all my heroes because they were more than 50%. She literally is a game changer when she goes off. She made a great tank. She still makes a great tank. I still got her a tank. I refuse to de-emblem her or decommission her right now just because I'm invested. Ursina still gets that bonus from the family of defensive up, which helps her out. She's a little light on defense. She can still hits like a truck. You can either go the defensive route or the offensive route. She still hits like a truck. The offensive route does prove to be more effective. If you were to do or go offense, mine is actually a defensive stat, so you can see the defensive stat. It's pure shield route that way. But super strong, super strong. The big thing here is the spell reflect. That spell reflect was game changing. I was surprised that when Mitsuko came out, she wasn't the predominantly red tank. I think people were late. I had Mitsuko leveled as soon as I got her, and I was just like, man, this chick is really strong against snipers. She's really strong against snipers. She's really strong against snipers, and she just got overlooked. But she did a hit and mana down. I think she does technically a little bit more than Ursina, but Ursina just does what she does better than Mitsuko because she hits so much harder. And I think that's why Ursina is so much stronger than Mitsuko and why people flock to her because just the amount of damage she was receiving when she just came out, she was just nasty. And she was a kind of little, like, little gem because we never thought that we were going to get another hero outside of Poseidon. And then all of a sudden Ursina pops up and Poseidon's irrelevant. And it was just amazing for season two. But that's all I got.
Well, I would just say that the other reason that Cena is leveled more than Mitsoku quite often is the fact that everyone was running purple tanks until recently, right?
Right.
So she was the purple tank to have.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people have focused on her. But yeah, anytime I see two or more yellows against in a raid, I'll take a Cena. Sure, why not?
Yeah. I recently had her on my red team and switched her back to a purple team to where she's actually working a little bit better because the protection is just so much better with her on like a 4-1 purple or a mono purple. Um, I like, I still argue Cutchin for the zero hit for war. But Ursina was definitely going to make you sometimes hit twice. It's funny that now we have Heimdall in Teleria, and the zero hit is it's amazing how much it racks up. It's so many more zeros on the board now than it was. That defense is so much stronger. Uh, I don't got much else on her. I miss her being my tank, but it is what it is. Number six.
Number six is my love Freya. New for season 3. Hot in, great graphics, love the sprite, love the artwork. Plus she's fast, right?
Right.
She summons minions. Her beta version, original version was quite shocking, but when they fixed her, and boy did they fix her, they've made her something that's quite dangerous, especially comboed with other minion summoners. Let me see, like Teleria, because she just summons and makes minions just so strong. If a minion hitting for 20, 30 damage a time, and you've got, a couple of minions now on each of the heroes, that's a lot of damage that you add up suddenly, and that's only one part of her special, right?
Yeah.
What's
her...
essentially it's extra hit points she's got.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. The hit points on the minions are 20%, right? They're sturdy minions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The minions are 120% attack boost.
Okay.
So they're hitting for like on really highly emblem characters 20, 30 damage a time. So it really whittles down quite quickly. And not only that, she now boosts defense for all allies for 4 turns. So yeah, really strong defensive. The minions are acting like a hit point, but also really do hurt on attack as well. So it's really well balanced, fast, and she's a druid. That's the only drawback. She's competing with Vela.
I was going to say that's kind of a benefit if you didn't have Vela or if you're thinking about doing her. I think her being a druid is a plus if you just talking about just her alone. Because you could ghost tile before she gets rolling, and now she could possibly have 2 roots and then buffs her roots while she's, and
druid's the right class for her, absolutely.
Right.
It's just druid is at the moment in the very current meta such a competition for their emblems.
That's a good point.
Yeah, taking out of 80, not a problem. The other thing worth mentioning is that her realm bonus.
I was gonna say
when she dies. Oh man, that is so annoying when that goes off.
That's annoying. Oh, I hate it when you're right on the cusp of special too, and the special would like you kill her and you're like, oh good, I'm gonna kill the rest of them. Nah, you gotta pause.
Nah.
You gotta do some tile damage.
And a lot of people forget about it, and you've got to actually plan which specials to fire first and then kill her.
Yep.
So like, oh man, otherwise I've just wasted all these specials that I've just powered up.
I happen to really love her realm bonus. The reduction of mana, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting when people get Norse or we get a couple more from this realm up because I could see if there's an opposite class and a fast hero that comes from that realm. I can see both of them being on multiple defensive teams surrounding, the Finleys, the Velas, the Freyas, and the Tellurias or the Heimdalls. Um, just for the simple fact that if I reduce your mana, like it's almost like if you put two of her together, I think it's almost like Gwen going off. She's a 10%, so it's like Neith going off, but like, or it's a
Yeah.
little less. It's like Neith going off. It just takes away that special. But if you had two, now I got more than three tile to get all my specials back up. That's when it's going to start being tricky.
Especially if my mana generation's
Yeah,
inhibited through something like Teleria.
yeah,
I mean, that's just nasty.
yeah, and
But yeah, she's a strong, strong character.
yeah, and I think personally, I've got a team that I think offensively wise where she works really good. And actually, Fables coming up this month is going to be a big part of that. But I think her and Puss in Boots go really good together. And then some other counterparts. But let's get back to the list. At number five, that's you or me? It's my turn.
It's your turn.
All right, number five, we have Shat, and I think Freya goes great with Shat. I think
I
Freya,
think that too.
I think Freya goes great with Shat. Shat is just the jack of all trades sniper. One of the worst wings to have last because if it's 2-on-1 half health and Shat's up with three minions, good luck if the guy's tooled it right. Shat is one of the most rare snipers for the fact that you could actually negate the shield and go attack health line. And that's the way I'd recommend doing her is attack health line for her emblems and buff her skull. She's going to regenerate a skull every 3 turns after you get one. And if you put all her health down and all the attack down as much as you can, and the health is, I think her minion gets somewhere between 75 and 300 HP. Um, you know, Forget the 400 hit. You can't kill her because she's gonna just keep popping them out, and you'll shoot 3 tiles in there. And she'll be like, "You barely killed one of my minions. Here, take a snipe shot." She's fast. She's an archer, great. So she bypasses a lot of skill. She can't be reduced mana, which is awesome. So Gwen killer. We're talking about that realm bonus from Freya. Well, she counters that Freya bonus. So I love Shat. Not to mention her chain link is increased mana.
Oh, it's brilliant,
What?
right?
4-1. This is like the hero to add to the 4-1. If you have multiple, I think people that I think I've seen a couple of the big guys on the events. I saw they just post. You know how they post like the fake teams. I've seen somebody have 5 Shats max, and that was like on a fake team, and I was like, every last one of those makes sense. I love Shat. I love her.
Yeah, I must admit, I love her too. I'm lucky enough to have two of her. I run her in doubles all the time. Yep, the mana bonus is fantastic. Works really well with Cena as the tank for that 4-1.
Nope.
And makes Cena quicker. So
Yep.
it's really really helpful.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, durability all around.
Yeah, no, I have no complaint. And then another thing too is like, okay, say Shaq gets off the first time, right? Okay, you're like, oh, that didn't really do a lot of damage. Okay, you don't notice her three minions later. Now all of a sudden she goes off and the three minions hit you. You're like, oh, that's like a regular sniper shot. Yeah, it is, and you can't kill her back. So it's just. She's one of the great she's not the best sniper, but she is by far one of the better snipers out of the snipers. Um, Number four, that's on you.
Yeah, and number 4 is Alfriki, or Alfreak, depending
I'm,
on how you want to
I am
pronounce it.
so glad you got this number four because God, I don't know
Oh.
anything about this hero whatsoever.
Okay, so I admit I did an awful lot of testing with this one in beta, because when she landed, oh my word, she was a revelation. It was one of the first heroes that we actually saw where the health was actually permanently reduced in terms of limited. Her cubes are fantastic because they are not a status effect, right? They are not dispellable. They are not removed through non-dispellable reductions like Chameleon removes non-dispellables. It just stays low. She hits people. All right, she's very slow. There are so many ways to build a team to help speed her up. You can run Sasha, you can run Sif, you can run Brynhild as a 4-star. there are so many ways. Aerial. There are so many ways to boost mana to speed her up, or just stick her at tank and just let her get hit. She is just so solid when she hits. It's 5 cubes for those of you that don't know her. 5 dark cubes that do 200% damage to the target, and they reduce the max health by 224 by default at the 80 level. When you actually add that up, you think that's dangerous, especially in things like very fast raid tournaments. I mean, that's just absolutely sickening. But the worst possible effect like this is she has the similar effect to Merlin. She casts the mindless attack feature so that your team starts hitting themselves. So not only do they have less health, but if you've tooled your own team up against her with heavy hitting tile damage, heavy hitting specials, etc., you're hitting yourself and you are hurting yourself. She just sits back and just sits and laughs. She's only going to go off once, and most of the time you're dead. So yeah, she's very slow, but oh my god, she's devastating, and she has a very large defense and health already by base. And she's a wizard, so she can go defense health almost all the way down the tree.
So here's a question. So, and I wonder because like okay, Merlin, you mentioned Merlin in the mindless. Okay, when Merlin hits you with the mindless and you go off, you lose your mana completely. Is hers the same way?
Hers is the same mindless attack. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, for those who don't know, there's a couple mana control heroes, and most of them in 4 star. At least you get introduced to them in 4 star. I would start with Peter being one of the mana control heroes because he silences. The second one would be Hansel and Gretel. They actually, when your special's ready to go off, they reduce your, you hurt yourself and you come back. Then there's Merlin, who's a lot of times forgot about, but he makes you attack yourself and then to bleach your whole mana. The problem with Merlin is Merlin has 900 health. So you have him, but most people don't use him a lot. I used to love him. If you can get him off, he changes. You usually win the board once he gets off. So if she does this to 5 people, and so she's closing when the specials are almost up. Now you got to start all the way back over, and you're already low. So I can see her being super strong. My biggest problem with this hero was she's slow, but at the same time you've got Jinx. So whereas you would go defense her up and make her really, a tank and make her strong, that Jinx is still going to give her a 15% attack up on her auto attack and give her a 15% up on her special. So now her special is at 215%. So like she would hit that much harder.
Yeah,
She's built right.
tile damage is not her thing, right?
No.
She is there at very slow for a very good reason. And it's quite easy to make her faster for even a couple of hits. If you take her to 24%, I think it's 25% is the mana break for 3 tiles faster.
Okay.
So you can make her much, much faster. But the fact is that with a huge defense and a huge hit points, she's going to still be around at that point where she fires. And even if she's the last one standing, you're in trouble because you're probably going to hit yourself.
Well,
and you might be finishing yourself.
Yeah, and at 5 star level, like you're adding that much more damage to yourself. Mindless at the 4 star, you usually can survive, but like at the 5 star, it's over. So yeah, I could see her possibly being like a 2-on-5 and then coming back and being 2-on-2. If she can go off. What was I gonna say? What is her? Let's talk about her realm bonus. What's her realm?
That is a good question. It's the green little one that
Yeah.
I don't actually have any of.
Hold on, real quick. I might have it.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't actually own any one of those realms.
I want to say her realm bonus. Let me see what this does right here. Her realm bonus is. Oh, that's in a different language. I can't read that. That didn't work.
Oh man, I'll have a quick look to see if I've got any.
Oh, here we go. Maybe this is English. All right, there we go. It's the poison one. So her realm bonus is the poison. So she can do up to 3 members. They do up to, I think it's all enemies receive 168 poison. I think that's by herself. So I mean, and I don't think it's overturned. So that's another thing. If she gets low health, she's just poisoning you the whole time. So now you got the poison, the mindless, and then like I don't
I
know, man.
I've seen her take out an entire team on her own.
Okay, there you have it.
She's
One.
just mental.
All right.
And if you pair her, if you're lucky enough to have Sif as well and just stick Sif next to her, the fact that she can make her faster and reflect damage and survive with only taking half damage, that is just nightmare time, right?
Okay.
She's going to fire more often. You can't fire tiles into her to affect it. It's just game over.
And Sif is fast, huh?
Sif's average,
Okay, average. Okay.
but
But
then
she,
that gives the plus 24%.
yeah,
But
then
with
she's
Seshat on the other side, right? It's time.
yeah, she speeds up.
Yeah.
All right, let me go number three. Number three, we've got Clarissa. Now, the big thing when Clarissa came out is they said, "Oh, this is the female or the purple Gravemaker," and I have to beg to differ. This is not the purple Gravemaker. Gravemaker esque. This is like Gravemaker's little sister, in my opinion. Not taken away from her. It's just the dot does not hit as hard. The special still hits as hard. She still does extra damage against yellow. But where Gravemaker is a barb to where the stack with his color is going to improve the dot from the barb, she's the opposite. The defense comes from her. So, like for instance, with Clarissa, she's going to protect herself. She actually is exactly how I designed Gravemaker. I would personally run her as a tank. I can see you doing the defense and offense, so the dot does tick a little bit harder. But I would rather her go off as many times as possible and keep dotting, keep dotting, and keep dotting, and keep hitting until you die, versus having her dot hit so hard because you only get off one time. I'd rather keep her around. Personally, I recommend going the shield path with this chick. Her being a paladin sucks because it comes behind Telluria and Heimdall. But I get what they're trying to do. If we were still running a purple tank meta, this would be a pretty viable purple tank. She has pretty average base stats. I'm running mine regular. She has I think it's the shield buff bonus, so she guards against the special. So added defense, added shield against special. It's a 30% against special, but I'm telling you guys, with June, Poseidon, Drake, Masashi, or Mitsubishi as I like to call them, any of those snipers, it negates that damage. That 30% will keep you alive longer. And this is why when her ghost tile sent off that defense from the paladin, and then she innately has, or she pops her special, and now she has 4 turns of that against special shield. You're not killing her as fast as you used to. She's not a one shot with a sniper. I know June usually does about 1,000 plus per hit on his purple. With her 2 bonuses up, it's negated almost down to 500. So you're almost cutting it in half. She's really strong. She probably another thing too. She goes really well with all the other purple daughters, and she goes really well with all the other daughters. It's not that much like I run her with Gravemaker, so Grave and her dot and dot dot. Oh, it's great because it's like 2 will go out from her and then 2 go back on from Gravemaker, 2 go back on from her, and they barely touch each other each one, so it's awesome. Her and Vela work great together. Her and like Yunnan, Reyna. You can even put her with Jabberwocky. And the nice thing with Jabberwocky is that Jabberwocky's poison will override her poison, but the other 2 people next to the person that you hit while Jabberwocky's knocking the crap out of them, that's the person in the middle still is getting poisoned. Like she goes well with her class. She goes well with other classes. I had trouble placing her at first, but after we're in this meta of Telluria and Heimdall, getting that innate full health off of them and negating that heal over time and then negating that shield from Heimdall. This is one of the heroes to do that with the pairing. She goes really well with other DOT classes, and that's all I got on her.
Yeah, I must admit, I agree completely with your shield and health route. She is absolutely the ideal tank if you're going to go for a complete dot team. You can flank her quite happily with Grave and Vela absolutely brilliantly. Stick a couple of great little very fasts on the corners and you're sorted, or even a Seshat to make her even quicker.
I think I've mentioned this multiple times on stream. If they hit 3 or more, go tank route. Or excuse me, if they dot 3 or more, go tank route. If they dot 2 or less, go offense. Jabberwock would be one that you would, that would be the one that does 2 or less. Sartana would be one that does clearly 2 or less. You want those to be offensive hit heroes. Anybody that does three damage for the dots, you want them to keep them alive. Vela, for example, you don't want Vela to hit you hard. You want Vela to keep hitting you because you just can't do anything about it. So anytime you got these 3+ more dot guys, Reyna, I would think Reyna would be a tank, but she has a pretty substantial hit. But I would take her the tank route just so she stays alive. At number 2, what you got, man?
Well, do you want to do number 2 so I can do number 1?
Absolutely, I'll do number 2. So at number 2,
because I know there's a reason why I think you deserve number 2 here.
Oh, my man Kage Burrito or Kagavoro, man, I love this guy. Very fast is my meta. I keep saying that a lot. People always talk about meta and what meta is, and I think TC went over it in one of his YouTube videos. My meta is very fast. That's it. That's all I got for you. You want to know what Killer runs? Killer runs very fast. This is why Melosi, Clarissa, Gravemaker, even Marie, now that she's coming out with a little damage, Victor. This is why this. I want the special to go off. It's so much. It's so much easier to win a raid fast, and you guys have seen me do this. When I get rolling, I can get rolling on a raid with these guys. Kage being one of the best ones. He's honestly probably one of the best purple defensive players in the game because once he goes off, he literally almost kills you every time. I don't think I've ever been hit by Kage where my health was half or more, or half or less, and I didn't get hit for 1,000. He kills you every time. I don't care what anybody says. He's just so strong. His family bonus with the Sakura family is increased mana. So you put him with Mitsuko. You could put him with Inari. I don't necessarily run Mitsuko Inari in Kage, but I possibly would run Mitsuko, probably Ambiana, who gets slept on in Kage to get that 3 bonus, and on a purple team. Now, that's another story, but Kage get rolling and he gets to hitting really hard. The only thing I hate that Kage is he's a barb because it's so many good barbs in the game. That's the negative. That's the only negative thing about him. I personally went Gravemaker, but I could see people going Kage over Gravemaker because of the hit. The number one thing that you got to remember about Kage is that he dispels before the hit. Therefore, spell reflect. If there ever is a purple shield reflect, it's never going to affect Kage. It's never going to affect him because he's going to dispel, then he's going to hit you, and you're going to get hurt. And that's why I love him. That's all I got.
Yeah, and he is absolutely devastating. And Kage is the only time I deliberately run my Margarets when I'm fighting a Kage.
Yeah.
Because her immune to dispel and her dodge, 9 times out of 10 helps me survive if she's gone off first.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, Kage is an absolute beast. But that's the only time I use my Margarets is against Kage.
That's an interesting statement you just said, that Margaret versus Kage, because against Kage above 50% health, she'd be more into that 90% dodge versus to the lower end of the 20. So I guess the same would apply to Fenrir when she got low health.
But yes, correct. And also the fact that she's immune to the dispel innately means that the counterattacks or whatever is still always valid. So it really does help.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting, and I'm glad that they changed up Margaret's little icon. It's a little different now. They got the shield with the star in it.
Yeah,
I like that they made that a little more defined. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and let you take it away, man.
All right, number 1, and you'll notice that there's a number of really big heroes, like one of my favorites that's missing, and I've got an 18 emblem Kunshin, and it hasn't even made the top 10, guys, because number 1 is Jabbar. I mean, Jabbar is just everything you always wanted in a purple hero. He's fast. He's a monk, so he can resist the dots. He can resist the mana down. He is fantastic at that. He's got a very good hit that just takes out those sides, man. he just rips people's hearts out. And when you're like on low health, you've only got like 3 left, you just know what's coming. He just goes in and bang that animation and just, oh man, that really hurts, and just wipes out your sides. And then suddenly it's like, oh, where'd my friends go? Oh,
Yes.
they're dead.
Yes.
Oh, wait, they're still alive. They've got on dispellable poison. Oh, well, that's 1 turn left. I mean, he is just so devastating to those sides. I honestly think that his best position is on the wing.
Yeah.
But I've also seen him at tank, just absolutely chomping through teams, going off far too often for my liking.
Yeah.
Again, I've seen him paired with Seshats and stuff, to speed him up further and just rip through teams. You know, he comes in, swipes the 2 sides. They've got a little bit of health left, and either a Cargo or a Seshat suddenly goes, "Oh, we'll finish that for you." And it's just like, oh man, that is not pleasant. He is just everything you just don't want to fight against in a hero. His artwork is absolutely lovely. I love it. Obviously, he's got the Wonderland bonus. But yeah, and you can run him with Queen of Hearts, right? For the Wonderland bonus. And
Yeah.
I love Queen of Hearts,
Yeah.
Jabbar combo to say, hey, hit me. Ignore him. He's just going to kill you later.
I think to add is he's probably got the most terrifying animation in the game. When the claws come out, they come out like that and they just come down. And you're like, okay, those two, nothing. No, you can have
second
this.
most terrifying animation in the game.
Okay, the second most. Okay.
Grimble is the most terrifying animation.
That goat. Oh my god. Oh my god, this guy. So this is what I'll say. I think he's the most terrifying animation in the game because even if you have Dispel on your team, there's nothing you can do to Dispel. You can heal him, but other than that, you gotta suck it up, and hopefully they survive it. A lot of times they don't survive it because on offense, you're getting beat up by the AI targeting the weaker heroes. So I think one of the unknown or one of the unsaid bonuses of all the Wonderland heroes is they happen to be a part of a rainbow family. You can run all 5 stars as your raid offense, defense, whatever you want to do, benefiting from mana and I think it's attack. So like he gets increased attack and mana, and so like I mean to me the easiest pairing of him is Alice and White Rabbit. So it's a minimum of 2 that you definitely would put on his team. Hatter's probably the least paired one with him, and the least one you'd probably pair with him. I could see you running with Telluria with I don't know, Queen of Hearts on one side, White Rabbit on the other side, Jabberwocky on the wing, and White Rabbit in the one. Yeah, Alice in the other ring. So it'd probably go Alice, White Rabbit, Telluria, Queen of Hearts, Jabberwock, or flip it, or however you want to do that. But that's scary team. That's a very scary team.
It's incredibly scary, especially if White Rabbit fires and then Jabber comes along. It's like doesn't matter where in the board Rabbit's hit, you're in trouble.
Yeah. And then another thing too, if you bring healing for that team, now you've got reduced defense and reduced offense, and then you got an undispellable poison. It's like it's almost nothing. It's almost like what you're supposed to do to help yourself, it becomes unhelpful, and that's the thing about the Wonderland heroes that makes them so desirable. Yeah,
I do think the Wonderland hero is the Wonderland family is probably the single best family in the game.
Yeah, and a lot to do with that was the rainbow and the dating. They're the most current, so I have to agree with that because they're so current. That makes them pretty strong. Guys, Jabberwock is on pretty much every 7D and every Crystal Palace team as the 5 spot. I think that is the best spot for him. He is the closer or he's the opener. It doesn't matter because if he opens, the poison comes at you. If you ever been one-on-one with Jabberwock, guess what? He doesn't not just hit one person. He hits you twice with that double claw. So now you're getting 600% damage and undispellable poison on you. And I've never been able to survive a single hit from Jabberwocky. So if he hits you one time, it's pretty much game over. I don't care if you're full health. He's so strong. I don't got anything else on the top 10 purple. I think this is probably the most controversial list I've ever developed in my life. Thank you so much, Lady Catherine, for that. I can't wait to see what they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you.
I want to see their comments going, "Hey, where the hell's hell?" You know.
Yeah. Oh my God, you had to bring her up. Leave
Oh, I
leave
had to bring it up.
leave her out of this, okay? Leave her out of this. It's a bunch of people that didn't make the list, guys. That we were like, I'm telling you, like right at. I think if we did the top 13, I think everybody would have been happy. But we had to do the top 10 so people can fight me on another day. I think the Grimble argument was the biggest piece of knowledge, and I think the second. I think the Grimble spot was the biggest piece of knowledge for me. Not knowing that it's almost 8/10 of a tile mana increase from him killing a minion. That's real important knowledge, guys. Another important piece to take away is the extra damage bonus from like a Clarissa is 24%. So it's a 24% increase on the extra damage against the opposite colors of these guys. With that said, I don't got any more else to go. I'll let you send it off with a peace out and
All I'd like to say is thank you so much for having me. It's been a great pleasure, and I hope you've all enjoyed it.
yeah, we're gonna have to do this again, man. This is
Oh
very
man, it's
interesting.
been great.
All right, guys, I'm out. Kill
All
out.
right, let us.
Peace.